All right, fellow Micron holders, we've got an interesting scenario playing out. The CEO of Apple himself, Tim Cook, has come out and shed light on an interesting scenario as to how and why Micron is going to continue to see its significant run up in the price of the stock itself. So I'm going to get into that here in just a minute. This is a really interesting one because it's a different perspective, one that you wouldn't expect. You wouldn't expect the CEO of Apple to come out and address the memory shortage issue and how it will directly, ultimately impact Micron. And that's what we're going to talk about. So you can see in the last month, Micron has gone from 731 all the way up to 1133. Significant move up. We're seeing some nice moves there. And then today on the 1 day, it is up 8.7% right now on the 1 day. Okay, so I don't know if you've been paying attention. So in the news, there's been a couple of stories coming out about the fact that Apple, it was trying to decide if they were going to raise the price of their phones, of their iPhones. And ultimately, they have decided to raise the price about 5 to 10%. And now what's happening and why this directly comes back to talk about, Micron and the impact on the memory shortage is simply this. The fact that iPhone and Apple are signaling that Apple, which is arguably one of the strongest manufacturing companies out there from a cost constraint and cost control standpoint, they simply cannot absorb anymore the cost of rising memory. And they're now having to pass along and coming out publicly stating this, that the reason that they're having to raise the price 5 to 10% is because of the memory inflation. And it is too large for Apple to absorb all of the cost. And thus they're going to have to pass on 5 to 10%. Now, what does this mean for Micron? It means, and it's another validation point, that ultimately the memory shortage, because the main companies, Micron, SK Hynix, Samsung, cannot physically make enough memory chips for the AI infrastructure and the AI boom total. Thus, the prices for those chips, those memory chips from Micron, et cetera, are going to continue to rise in cost, ultimately driving what? Higher earnings for Micron stockholders, you and I. That's good news. Okay, now, do I like that my iPhone is going to go up 5 to 10%? Hey, it is what it is, right? And it's just almost like kind of the world we live in. So this is a really interesting variable that I thought was absolutely worth a video to give a different perspective, a different point of view as to literally a validation check that how long does Micron really have? And I think we're in a multi-year run here, guys. Okay. I think we're going to see Micron blow past $1,500 price as far as the price of the stock itself. And as a fellow Micron holder, I am certainly glad to see that. Definitely looking forward to continuing to realize those gains. And again, really pretty excited about that. Okay. So Micron does report 3 earnings on June 24th. We're looking for a 33.5 billion in revenue. Add that at an 81% gross margin. We're going to see, I think, some good stuff from Micron. But I think that this is really interesting. Again, Apple's willingness to raise iPhone prices in the parabolic move in memory chip stocks. This comes down to when the most operationally disciplined hardware company, Apple, in the world signals it cannot absorb the full cost of memory inflation. The squeeze is significant, and the chips behind it have further room to appreciate and go up in value. Again, I think that this is extremely significant because it's a different view into this memory shortage. And when you're talking about Apple, arguably the largest globally recognized brand out there, an end user retail brand with this product, and they didn't want to do this. They did not want to raise these prices on iPhones, and they're doing it specifically directly related to the price of memory and the fact that it is going up. Okay. So I think that this is really interesting. So Tim Cook did reach out to Wall Street Journal to flag the plans to lift prices to offset surging memory chip costs coming from the man himself. Okay. This is not just, okay, across the board, we're having higher costs and things of this nature. No, they're directly attributing it to the rising cost of memory chips. And again, do I want to see our cost basis go up on things we buy and we use like the iPhone? No, as a retail consumer, I do not. but I have no control over this equation, and I have no control over the fact that we are on a massive memory shortage from a build out standpoint. Okay. So the argument is that the disclosure itself carries information. Quote, the fact that Tim Cook has been pushed to move the pricing higher for iPhones is a signal that this is that big of an issue. Okay. Adding that, quote, reinforcing the confidence in the market that these memory chips still have more room to run, to go up. Micron, SK Hynix, Samsung. By the way, SK Hynix did file to for their stock to come on into the United States as far as an exchange, but no, we're not real sure on as far as the timing of that. So again, Apple is absorbing 5 to 10% of that hit. That's significant, guys. That is significant to talk about and to just know. And kind of how I view it is, I view it as like, okay, as a Micron holder, we're always asking ourselves their question, right? Is 1,500 going to be the price? Is it going to go to 2, going to go to 3, whatever those valuations are? We're all asking ourselves, how long is the run? How long is this build out run? And I talk a lot about data and statistics here on the channel. I talk about, the AI infrastructure build out was 700 billion. Now it's probably going to cross $1 trillion for this year, 2026. It was 4.5 as far as what was going to be spent on AI infrastructure by 2030. That number is now north of 5.5. So those numbers are creeping up. They're going up significantly. And that number by 2033 is north of $7 trillion. So if you look at that and you go, okay, do I think that we will ultimately see a relief in the memory market? Not for years. Okay. They physically can't build the fabrication facilities fast enough. They physically can't do it. Okay. So again, that means that we're going to see higher prices. Thus, we're going to see higher earnings. And as long as Micron is meeting those higher earnings numbers, which they have a track record of doing, we're going to continue to see higher and higher valuations for the Micron stock that we own, which again kind of bodes well as a Micron holder. And if you kind of look at the last 6 months, we've seen it. Micron is up 310% in the last 6 months. In the last 3 months, Micron is up 168%. In the last month, it's up 54%. I don't think that these blistering numbers are going to change or go down. I think we're going to continue to see the valuations go up as long as we continue to see the shortage that's in place. And again, I think the whole point of the video is we're getting a validation point coming in from Apple for this discussion point. Okay, before I let you go, I want to give you an opportunity to make even more money in stocks if you're interested. So this is AMD's chart you see right here, advanced micro devices, and we're looking, every candle is 12 hours. I want to show this to you. This is a buy alert coming in from my trading indicator that I spent north of $30,000 having built. Software runs on an iPhone, it runs on Android, it runs on any computer. So basically what it does, it tells you when to buy and when to sell any stock you want. You literally will get a little alert coming in, buy AMD, sell AMD. So every time you see one of these green boxes, this is a buy alert. Every time you see one of these red boxes, this is a sell alert. So you can see from here to here, and look at this box. In 77 days, you see AMD's up 168%. How would you like to have made 168% trading AMD, just waiting for the software to tell you when to buy and when to sell? And that's what it does. And by the way, the software literally costs about $1.10 a day to use. That's it. Okay. So link in the description below this video. I'll even pin the link to the software in the top pinned comment below as well. That's from me, so you can trust it. Okay. And the prices are actually cheaper than you see on the screen. When you use that discount code that's down there, it takes it to about $1.10 a day. You spend more than $1 a day on a cup of coffee on anything. Okay. There's literally a wasp in here. I got to get rid of that. Wow, that was kind of freaky. Live video, baby. Okay, so check it out. Links down there. I'll give you another one. SanDisk. This one's crazy. Look at this. In the last 77 days, this is SanDisk. See, SanDisk Corporation, every candle is 12 hours right here. So buy here, sell, buy, sell, buy. And you can see 250% in the 77 days. $1,000 bought and sold over this period of time would have made you $2,500 in profit in less than 80 days. How'd you like to lock that up, put that in your bank account, put it into your trading account so that you could use that profit to either buy more or to, maybe put it in savings for you to achieve the goals you're trying to achieve for yourself, your family, what have you. And that's what I'm talking about. For about $1 a day, I'm asking you for that. There's live training every week in the members area. as well as there is a private Discord community where you can be part of a community and be in there with other people who are doing the same thing. I have over 1,500 users using this software every single day, and they're crushing it, making really great money, knowing when to buy and when to sell. And I'll leave you with that kind of visual right there, that SanDisk right there. Okay, so links down there. Go get it. Go try it out. I will see you later. Remember, you have 30-day, no questions asked refund guarantee. If you don't like it for any reason, you can cancel and get a complete refund. So you have zero risk. You are literally up and running in about 10, 15 minutes as far as how long it takes to get it up and running and get installed. It's easy, easy, easy. We've made it stupidly easy for you to do. I actually use that word on purpose. Okay. So thanks for giving me a few minutes. Links down there, and it will take you to this page right here. Pick the plan that works for you. I recommend the monthly. If you're just like, hey, I just want to do the monthly, cool, do the monthly. Okay. You have zero risk in this. See you. Thanks for giving me a few minutes, and I'll see you down the road later.